Hello. Um, so this is my second recording. I feel like I've done this before. Of course, that was when first started. I've only done like, I don't know, 6 of these, however many I've done. Anyway, I just did like 5 minutes of me talking, and I forgot to make sure that it was actually recording the audio, which, of course, it was not. So yeah, I noticed partway through that the little meters on the audio part on the recording software were not moving. Oh gosh, sorry, I breathe heavily in your ears. Um, all right, so happy 2025. I'm doing great so far. Um, yep. So it's so like I know I talked about this the last time this happened, which was a long time ago, and nobody watched it. I mean, very few people watched it. Very few people watch this, of course, too. But anyway, um, but yeah, it's so hard to like because I said a bunch of stuff and I liked what I said. But now I feel weird going back and trying to say it again because it's not spontaneous. Spontaneous. I mean, it's like I'm like, oh, I said that. I'm going to say that again, but I didn't say it quite the same way, and it feels weird now. Anyway, gosh, that's so dumb. I hate it. Anyway, so I made myself a to-do list today because I need to-do lists, apparently. But I do like, I'm not good with to-do lists because generally I put things on there that are not like a finish in a day kind of thing, or even if they are, they're things that I'm, for whatever reason, hesitant or scared to do. Um, I mean, yeah, like, I'm scared. I'm scared of everything. Let's be honest. Um, but anyway, so like I have like old to do lists that are, like one or two things are marked off of them, and there are tons left, and I just haven't done them. Anyway, so I made a new one for today, and I made it short because I wanted to be able to finish everything. So I only put things on there that I knew I could do. I guess, got to make your own wins. That's a phrase. It is now. Anyway, so one of the things was to vlog, and I even wrote any length because I thought just do something. So anyway, I had that. One of the other things that I have on my list is start a puzzle. So you can tell how stressful my life is at the moment because those are the things on my to-do list. Anyway, I had 3 other things, just little things, and I got those done. So I have not yet started a puzzle today. So I will do that after this. Yep. Man, it's just that weird thing where I'm like, now I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, I didn't know what to say before, but now it just feels even weirder. I guess it felt weird before. I don't know why I said it that way. Anyway, feels weird. Excuse me, a little burpy. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a decent year so far. It's the 8th, January 8th. Last year, I did not make any resolutions, but I did have a goal that I set for myself. And that goal was to visit all of the state parks in Colorado because when I registered my car last year, or, 2023, December, I got the state parks. You pay like $25-$30 extra and you can get a state parks pass. And I thought, well, that'll be cool. And then I'll go visit those places. So yeah, my goal was to visit all of them. Last year, I didn't quite reach that goal. I visited 0. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I just never went. I never did it. So I don't know why that is. So anyway, this year, maybe I will try again to at least visit some of them. Maybe I won't shoot for all of them. I mean, it'd be cool, but well, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I'll have to try that again this year. I got a new car, on December 31st, because I bought a Tesla, and I was trying to get it in time to get the, there's a tax rebate from Colorado that went down $1,500 starting in the new year. So I was trying to get it done before the end of last year. So it was kind of a rushed decision. Cause I had been, so basically like I've been working for Lyft, and they told me that my car was going to be too old starting in January, my Prius, my '07 Prius. And that I needed to get a new car if I wanted to keep driving for Lyft. And so I thought, okay, well, I've been wanting to get an electric car. And so I thought, well, this is the opportunity, the opportunity. It's the nudge, I guess, like do it. So I had been looking, I thought, well, I'd probably get a used Tesla. Cause they had them, like Hertz sold off their whole fleet of them, and they still have a bunch available. But you can get them for $20,000, $25,000, which is a ridiculous amount of money. Just in general, not like for a car, just like $25,000 is a lot of money. Now I don't make a lot of money, so it probably feels like more money to me than to a lot of people. It's still a lot of money. It just is. It's a lot of money. But anyway, so I'd been looking at used Teslas, and I looked at some other brands. I'm trying not to breathe into the microphone, but I'm breathing heavily because there's things wrong with me apparently. But yeah, anyway, so I looked at, I looked at a bunch, and my brother ended up buying. So like I was talking about it, and I guess he had been kind of thinking about it. And then he, like toward the beginning of December, was like decided that it would be a good idea for him to do. And so then he started like, doing all this stuff, and he was trying to get it done by like the middle of December to get their, 0% APR financing deal. And so it was, it was kind of like, okay, that's cool for him. I'm still looking at used ones. He bought a new one. But then for whatever reason, like I think it was the week of Christmas. I guess part of it was he bought his car, and then he was able to give me a referral credit or whatever they called it. So it was like $1,500 off, but I had to buy a new car from them, not one of their used cars. And so it was kind of like, well, maybe I could do that. And then I started, like, well, if I did this and this, like doing all the math and blah, blah, blah. And I still don't know how it all happened, but like, it was like, like a week before the end of the year. And I was like, I'll buy a new one. Okay. I'll buy a new one. And so I did, I ordered it, and, it was kind of like hoping it would come in time, and then trying to finish, like, so yeah, basically like you can like build your car, which is, basically order a new one, I guess. But then they also have inventory they're still new, but they're already made or whatever. Anyway, and so I didn't really understand that, because I didn't understand anything, because I did this so quickly. And I make really, really good decisions. But yeah, so anyway, so like I had ordered mine, and then I was looking at their inventory, and there was this car that it was the same car that I had ordered, like colors and everything, all that garbage. And it said like ship, like en route to Gypsum, Colorado. And I was like, oh, well, maybe if that one's already been shipped, like it's already on its way, then maybe I can get that one, and that'll help me make sure I get it before the end of the year. Cause like when I ordered my car, it said, it would be delivered, or it was available in December 2024. And so I was like, oh, perfect. Like that means I'll get it before the end of the year. So then I ordered it, and like, I download the Tesla app and all that stuff. And then I look in the Tesla app, and it's like, delivers January 1st to January 10th. And I was like, what? You said December. So then I see that there's this car going to Gypsum, and I'm like, okay, if I get the Gypsum car, maybe then I could, it'll be here faster, and I can get it before the 31st. So like, I'm texting them and calling, whatever, like talking to Tesla and trying to get them. And so I get them to switch my car to the Gypsum car. And then, so then I'm, talking to my parents about like, hey, will you drive up with me to Gypsum so I can pick up my car? It's like a 3-hour drive, well, 2 hours and 40 minutes up, and into the mountains. And of course they said yes. My dad is, they're both willing to do whatever. They're so kind. But yeah, so we were going to do that on December 31st. And I guess, yeah, so then, is that right? Yeah, so that's what, yeah, so I forgot this part. So then they had actually like, so yeah, they switched me this Gypsum car, and then, I was like waiting to like make a pickup appointment, schedule the pickup. And so then I was able to, I think my parents just got home. Maybe not. I don't know why that matters. I left my door open. I feel weird doing this when people can hear me. Anyway, pause. I'm going to close my door. Unpause. I closed my door. Yeah. So anyway, so I had to schedule one pickup. And so then, so the app told me that I could schedule my pickup, and I could schedule it on the 31st. That was the first day I could schedule it, the earliest I could schedule it. And so they had a 10 o'clock appointment in the morning. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I scheduled that. And then I can't remember. There was some discussion about like, I was asking them if I could get it, or they asked me, I can't remember. I was trying to find out if I could pick it up in Aurora instead. This story is getting too long. But obviously Aurora's closer. But then there was also a period of time where I was going to try and buy an old gas car. Cause Colorado had a thing where you could trade in, a gas car that's 12 years or older and get $6,000 back if you buy a new car. And I was like, that's a lot of money. That's worth it. Excuse me. So I was going to try and do that. So I'm just looking at these like crappy cars as cheap as I can get. And then I realized like, okay, I'm going to get this really crappy car, but I have to drive it all the way to Gypsum to trade it in. I was like, I don't know if I can drive, like these cars. I'm like, I don't think they'll make it up there. I'm sure they would have, and so then I talked to them about, like maybe going to Aurora to pick it up. And so then I just lost all motivation to tell the story because it's so long. Anyway, I'll just tell it because who cares? Like you can just stop. You can just stop watching, right? I can't stop talking. That's part of the issue we're having right now. But you can stop watching. Like you could just click, done. All right, I'll tell the story. I forgot the story. Where are we? Gypsum. Yeah, so I really did lose my train of thought. Anyway, so that's what. So I was like talking to them about whether or not it would come in time for me to get the I wanted to make sure I got it by the 31st, and the person I'm texting with is like, well, it's going to show up to us end of day on the 31st. So if there are any issues with like the transportation, like that's out of our control. So there's nothing we can do about that. And so I was like, well, I have an appointment for 10 a.m. Is it not going to be there by then? And they're like, no, actually, well, yeah, so I guess it's due. It looks like it's due to arrive here mid-afternoon or late afternoon or mid-afternoon. I can't remember. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I think and this was like the discussion of whether or not they should try and switch me to the Aurora location. And he was like, it's likely to get to the Aurora place before it gets to Gypsum. So you could try that and it might get there a little earlier. So I was like, well, yeah, let's do that. So anyway, so they did that and they had to get it approved and then it got approved. And then, so then I was able to schedule my new pickup in Aurora, for whatever time, the afternoon sometime, 2:00. Gosh, that story just kind of went downhill at the end, didn't it? I lost my gumption. Gumption? It's from the holiday. Anyway, yeah, so but anyway, so everything else worked out. I ended up giving up on the gas car thing, it would have been a lot of money, which would have been awesome. But it was just like, I was going to have to buy the car, and then I had to register it because I had to show my registration, which now thinking about it, I mean, one of them I was buying, like the guy said it was as is. So like they weren't going to do anything. It was like, they'll sell me the car and I have to go figure everything else out. Which I'm sure it could have probably, I don't know. I can't figure things out, but, yeah, anyway, yeah. And so it was just, like that. It just, honestly, it just overwhelmed me and I just didn't do it. It was too much. Which is a shame because it was a lot of money, that I could have saved, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it happened. What happened, happened. I was trying to avoid using the phrase, it is what it is. And I don't know why, because that phrase doesn't bother me, but I know that it bothers some people. So I guess that must be why, because I need everyone to like me. Wow, that's stupid. It's so true and so stupid. But anyway, so yeah, I have a new car. I have a Tesla. I'm still looking for somebody to install the charger. I got a quote 2 days ago. 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Yeah. Excuse me. And it was going to be like $1,600. And you can get $500 back from Excel. Excuse me. I can actually get $2,300 back from Excel up to, I think, because of just the amount of money that I make. But it's my parents' house, and so it's their Excel account. So I think we could only get the $500 back, even though I'm paying for it. But anyway, so that maybe is going to be $1,100, and that's just more than I was planning to pay, hoping to pay. But anyway, so like I told them that I wanted to get more quotes anyway, and they were really nice guys. The two that came out from whatever this company was, JD Electrical or something like that. But anyway, our next door neighbor here is a contractor, so I asked him if he had any suggestions. Well, I asked him if it was something that he could do, or if he had suggestions of somebody I could talk to. And he recommended somebody, so I talked to that guy this morning, and I had to send him a video of like the electrical panel and the place where, inside the garage where I'm hoping to put it and stuff like that. So I did that, and I'm still waiting to hear back from him. But other than that, yeah, it's been really cool. It's such a cool car. It still feels weird. Like it's not really mine. But yeah, it's really cool. I've done a few Lyft rides in it. It's funny. Like in my old car, I was uncomfortable. Like, I guess that's the right word. Doing Lyft sometimes because like, it was just, like it's an old car. And so like, I even, I replaced the struts, the shocks, and, it's still like, just like going over bumps and stuff. It's just going on the road, like most roads. Cause most roads around here are bad enough that it was just like, it felt like there was an earthquake happening. And so like, that was kind of the beauty of getting this new car, of getting a new car, is that like, now it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about that. Like, the car's in great shape, and I don't have to feel like, I don't know, like, it's just that, like you, at least I do, you make up what people are thinking about you or, in a situation. And yeah, like it was always like in my old car, it was just like, sorry, I'm driving you around this little hunk of junk. It's going to fall apart. Don't worry. The doors will stay on. But yeah, so it was kind of that like, okay, now I don't have to be nervous about that. But now with the new car, I mean, obviously there's like the nervousness of messing it up. But it's actually like for Lyft, like what I've been most like nervous about is like people don't always understand how to use the door handles. like, cause the Tesla, you know, you like push one side and then it pops the thing out and you pull on that. Well, I didn't like, even like before I got the car. And I guess it turns out I think this might be how the Model S handles work. I never really knew how they worked. I thought you like walked up and like it sensed that you were there and like the handle popped out and then you could pull on it. And I think that might be, I read something recently and I think maybe that is how the S's work. But I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, so yeah, like I think when we went and did a test drive, of the Y, like a month ago, the Model Y. And I think that's when I, learned how the door handle works. So yeah, like I've had, a couple riders who didn't know how to get into the car. So I had to like roll down the window and be like, oh yeah, you got to push and then pull. And so I've been looking for like stickers, that say like push here and then pull here. But it's funny, like that interaction makes me nervous, like uncomfortable. And so I'm like, okay, like I don't, like, so that makes me not want to do it, like not want to go work. And it's so dumb. Like, I mean, like I've done, I think 4 rides now. Cause I was like, I had to get the car inspected, for Lyft before I could do it. And then like I ordered some floor mats, cause they don't come with floor mats. Just weird. But yeah, so those came on Tuesday. That was yesterday. So yeah, so like, anyway, it's just, yeah. Anyway, my light died. I don't know if it actually dies, like runs out of battery, if it just gets too hot. It feels really hot. Oh yeah, there it is. Probably, oh no, yeah, the battery's dead. Well, I mean, it's not dead, but it's flashing. That's a good sign that I should stop. Anyway, thanks for listening to this. Oh, I ran it into the camera. All right, now I got to move this thing to see where we're looking. Hey, there we go. I'm still in there. All right. All right. Well, that was way longer than it needed to be, but thanks for bearing in there, bearing with me, hanging in there, hanging the bear with me. Thanks for hanging the bear with me. That's the new phrase. I'm going to make it happen. Thanks for hanging the bear with me. And yeah. Oh yeah. So I talked earlier about goals, last year and resolutions and stuff like that. One of my goals this year was to do this more often, because I need to, because it's good for me. And I don't care if you like it. I totally care if you like it. I don't know why I said that. This thing's way too sensitive. This thing or this thing? Not my eye, my personality. Anyway, thanks for hanging the bear with me. We'll see you soon.